Before next week's Switch 2 Direct, Nintendo hosted their final regular Switch Direct with a bunch of announcements.
Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
I was wrong. Yo, look at this gray hair. Basically, it was Miyamoto, and I got excited. When I see Miyamoto, I usually think like, oh, he's gonna give us some news about something crazy. Ah! Oh, frame rates. Frame rate dropping.
Where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck.
That's Pac-Man. Don't lie to yourself. Why is he yellow? That's Pac-Man. Is this a Pac-Man extended universe?
Combine with Puck to explore.
It's Pac-Man! What the f? It's literally Pac-Man. All right, you got me interested here. What the f? Mecha Pac-Man, dude? I'm all for this. Cinema. Farming sim. Look how big that cow is. These cows are dummy thick, chat.
And maybe nurture a relationship.
The fields aren't the only thing he's gonna play.
That's when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch system.
We're being fed for sure right here. Hold on. Pause. Metroid. Ah!
And be on the lookout for more
Pizza Tower!
Future. Rift of the
Oh my God! So when I see Miyamoto, I usually think like, oh, he's gonna give us some news about something crazy. He's gonna give us some news about a new movie or a new actress playing Zelda. But instead,
Nintendo. But we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today.
What?
Which functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day. That's all I have to share. I hope you enjoy using Nintendo Today.
No!
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
No! Ah! Okay. When I see this, you know what this reminds me of? And I guess it's because I'm a filthy smasher who has brain rot. This reminds me of, remember Brawl Dojo? It was like a website. It's King Nice, you called it. It was a website dedicated to giving you updates, news updates about Brawl as it was coming out. It was one of the coolest things ever because it was kind of before social media. There was, forums back then and Game FAQ Smashboards, but the dojo was Nintendo's way of feeding us constant news every day, and we got to see the new characters coming out, the new items, the new stages. It was, for all intents and purposes, an awesome website. This app right here, so I'm gonna basically need one of you guys watching to be like our gopher, because I'm gonna forget to open that app every single day, and I guarantee you get rewards or whatever for doing it. They're gonna, knowing Nintendo, they're gonna sneak in some news, like one of those pictures like this, right? Pikmin 4 comics. It's adorable, right? Look at how cute that is. It's adorable. They're gonna post them like this, and in the corner, you're gonna see like a tiny little envelope with a ripped Smash logo, something really tiny that looks like it, and we're gonna be like, huh? And everyone's gonna be talking about it. Do you see the latest post on Nintendo Today? Go for it. Can I be an H-box? Okay, Mewtwo King. That's a timeout. At least for a little while, Jason. Maybe like we'll give it 10 minutes. But you know what app? You notice how Nintendo's been like easing into the smartphone market more and more? I'm never gonna forget this. This is a conversation I had with the GOAT, Reggie. I was at E3 in 2017, and Reggie was there in the Nintendo booth. We got like fancy access to the nicer part, and I spoke to him. Reggie and I played the Mario Tennis, the new one that was coming out for the Switch, Power Tennis. I smoked him, by the way, shocker. And then I asked him, I was like, so what do you think the biggest strategy for Nintendo is for the year upcoming? Like what target looking at? What's your biggest competition? And I'll never forget, right? He told me, you might think that, the Xbox or Microsoft or Sony, PlayStation is our biggest competition. But Nintendo's biggest competition since that moment I spoke to him has always been mobile games. Apple, Android, mobile games. Because they used to be the kings of handheld. The kings. Undisputed. Oh! I got it.
That's all.
So you get multiple animated calendars. I like that. If I can set my calendar to this or my lock screen to this, that's actually already very useful. Event schedule. Customize your home screen. Oh, it's a widget. Nintendo Today. Yahoo!
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system.
Oh?
And a Legend of Zelda game in this one.
Okay.
Freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want.
If you've ever wanted to share your Switch games with a friend or family member who keeps mooching off you, do not worry anymore. You no longer need a physical cartridge for that. That's because Nintendo, oddly enough, has introduced the virtual game cards. This is basically a situation where you have one account and two systems, not necessarily family. You set a system as primary and your other as secondary. Your primary system can always play your digital games, and your secondary systems can always play with an active internet connection to ensure you own the game. So for instance, let's say I have two Switches, which conveniently here, let's pretend I do, right? There's one in here, you just can't see it. We got two Switches, right? One person, two Switches, because you got to rebuy the Switch because it's OLED, right? I have one on my TV at home, or on my stream, and one that I take on the go when I fly to tournaments on airplanes. I have to put my OLED as my primary system so I can play all my games without sitting like an airplane. Then my home system accesses them via internet always. That was what it currently was. But the new system is this. You now load your games onto a system that it belongs in, like you inserted it, and it can swap between systems. The system you have without the game card inserted can still access it online. So it's the above system, but with more flexibility. The exact same thing as trading off a cartridge, but you do it virtually now, so you can share the digital game card with other users in your family seamlessly. And you can also share the game card with users locally, like you were handling the game. One of the coolest things about the DS, I remember, was download play. Remember when you would get like Mario Kart? You could actually, with your friends around, even if they didn't have a cartridge, you could download the game onto your DS and play as Shy Guy in Mario Kart. This reminds me of DS download play, but on a larger scale. Because DS download play, the moment you like went away from your friends or the connection, the game just stopped playing, right? But with this one, you can just virtually give them the game. I don't think you even have to be in the same room as them. You can just send them the game via the power of the internet and lend it to them for 2 weeks. It's at 14 days. So, okay. So from what I understand, if you're not in a family plan, if you just own your games and you have a homie on his own plan, you can lend a game to that homie, right? And that's fine, but only one at a time. But if you have a family plan, you can lend up to 8 games at a time to 8 different people for 2 weeks at a time. And does the family have to be also local?
You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games even easier to use. Virtual Game Card.
Okay, now listen. When it says the games automatically return to you in 2 weeks, am I correct in saying you cannot, when you lend the game for those 2 weeks, like let's say I have Mario Wonder, right? And let's say Daviator really wants to play Mario Wonder, and Daviator happens to be at the same tournament as me. I can lend Daviator the game, and I can't play it for those 2 weeks, right? So in 2 weeks, no matter where they are on Earth, their file deletes, and mine comes back to life. Like, you don't have to come back to me to re-lend the game. If they play the game, they have a save file, and then the game comes back to me, they can be like, you know what? I really had fun playing Mario Wonder. I'm going to go and buy it. That means they can go buy it themselves and their save file will remain. Because that's pretty cool. Okay, that actually is pretty damn nifty. It basically allows you, because I have like, look, on this thing, I don't know how many games I have archived. So all my games that are archived, I can just lend them out because I'm not even using them. New incentive. My tier 3 subs get to borrow my games for 2 weeks at a time. Congratulations, chat. We just figured out a loophole.